YouTube, this is Lego Boy 12336 with another review. Today, like I said from my last iPhone review, that I would give my thoughts. Well, this video is going to be on that. I'm going to give my impressions and thoughts on how I feel and think about the iPhone 6 compared to the iPhone 5. So, even though I've never had the iPhone 5, I've seen enough and held it enough to know the differences. So, and like I did a while back on the iPod Touch, I have the paper in front of me. By the way, this is my iPod Touch 4. My fan's on in my room, so I'm trying, and it's blowing, so this is holding the paper down, so it doesn't come up. So, either just so I have kind of a plan for me, to be able to be able to talk about in the review. This kind of helps me keep track of what I'm going to discuss. So I've planned it out, and so yeah, and we'll go through by each one, and discuss. So the iPhone 6 in general, the design. Again, we can kind of go back to it. The design is much different, like kind of reflecting what I said in my last iPhone 6 review. The thing I do like about the iPhone 6, as far as design goes, is that there's no glass, other than the front screen, of course. The backs used to be glass. Remember how it was, how I said before? The 4S and the iPhone 4S, the back was completely glass. And then the 5, it was only the top parts and the bottom part. But now the 6, it's completely no glass at all whatsoever. I think the camera lens is glass. I think it is. I'm not sure. So this is obviously the space gray iPhone because it's the black screen. I've chosen, well, my dad bought it for me, not me. For Christmas when I got one, obviously when I did the review back in winter. My dad chose black because I like black. I prefer black over white. However, my iPod Touch, because I know the designs on the iPod Touch, that the iPod Touch 5, all the screens except for the black cover, because you remember on the back of every iPod Touch, there's colors. But the Space Gray iPod Touch has a black screen. And regardless of the 16 gigabyte, 32 and 64 gig, the black screen, the front facing black screen, has a space gray back. Because I think the reason why they have colors, like other than the space gray iPod Touch with the black screen, every other screen is white. The front facing screen is white. Because I think it goes better with the color. Because that's what I noticed. We've done the same thing with the with the iPhone 6. Sorry, my bad. With the iPhone 6, they've used for the new cases that they've made for the iPhone 6. I always noticed that they've used the white iPhone instead of the black, because I guess it looks better with color corresponding versus black, because black, I guess, with the color doesn't look good. But I think that's the same idea with the iPod Touch. They've chosen white front-facing white screens on every color except for the space gray iPod Touch. So I kind of noticed that, and I think that's what they've done, which is my opinion pretty interesting. But anyways, like I said, I love the new design of the iPhone. I do think that they still give it that look, even though the separation, they still show that line up here and down here. They show that, and I think, in my opinion, they could have taken that away, because obviously they're trying to make the design so much similar to the previous design. I guess that's what Apple tries to do. But I think in some ways they could remove this line because it looks a little fictitious. It looks a little bit weird, in my opinion, that they would put that there. But regardless of that, I still like the new design. It's cool. The thing that I really talk about and complain about most is the camera. Just like I said before in the iPod Touch, they have that back camera. On the iPod Touch, remember, the camera sticks out. It's the same way with the new iPhone 6. The camera bulks out, and so when setting it, I'll even show you right now. I have my desk right here. When setting the iPhone down, now I took my case out again because I like to show the iPhone itself during review so you can see it when I review it, because that's the purpose. I did take my phone out of its case because of this. So it's the same. The iPod Touch has the same issue. You see how it kind of, when you, it's kind of, let me move it a little so you can kind of see it better. You see how it doesn't, when you set it down on the back, it doesn't stay even because of the camera bulking out like that. And the iPod Touch has the same problem. It doesn't, see how it just like, it doesn't stay balanced because of the camera sticking out like that. And in some ways that makes me think that that could make the camera more vulnerable because it's sticking out, so it could easily maybe get broken in some way. So that's why I have the case on to protect it. But in a way, with the design itself, with the phone not being in the case, I complain about that most because of the camera. I think the reason why they did that is because they made it super thin, and there's only so much space that they can put internal electronics, like fitting all the stuff inside the phone to make it work. And I guess they can't make it work, I don't know, because this is the same problem is with the iPod Touch right now, where the camera bulks out like that. The iPod Touch also has the same problem. So that's a big complaint for me, is about that camera sticking out like that. I don't like that. But it's still nice. It's still got a great camera. So now let's kind of get in it and check out it. The first thing I want to talk about, because I didn't mention this, I should have, in the last review, about the new feature that the iPhone 6 has. It's called reachability. I turned off the feature because I think it's useless. In my opinion, I think it's pointless. I don't need to use it. I forgot where it was. Oh, it was accessibility. Because I turned it off. Here it is. Wait. Right here. Reachability. Remember, I didn't really talk about this before when we were reviewing it, when I first opened it. When you double tap the home button, it goes down like that. The reason why this point is because it's pretty self-explanatory. So that your thumb, when you don't you can just reach, and then when you don't touch it, after you put it down, it automatically goes up by itself. Like that. But the point of this is so that your thumb, without moving your hand, you can reach everything without actually having to move your hand, I guess, from in the position that it's holding the phone. In my opinion, I think that's, I don't want to per se use the word stupid, but I think it's unnecessary, in my opinion. I guess for some people, for me, for as far as I'm concerned, it's unnecessary for me. I don't need it. I turned it off because I don't really use that feature. But that is a new feature with the iPhone 6's reachability. And I think that's cool, but in the same way, I don't really need that. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, I fixed it, and ever since I did that, it stopped doing it. I guess I don't know if it's because if you guys, for who you are watching this video right now, if you have the iPhone 6 or 6 Plus, I want to see if your phone does this too, if you have this setting. What I did is I changed the setting. I turned it, where is it? Auto lock. Before I had it on never, so that does use the battery, so I think that's, with my iPod Touch it never did this, and I have it on here, where I have auto lock set for never. but I had it on my phone for about a week, and I've noticed at random times that my phone, the screen on here, would randomly go black for like 5 seconds, and then it would turn back on. I don't know if that's normal, but I have my iPod Touch set on the same feature, and it doesn't do that. I don't know if it's just my iPhone itself having a software issue, or if it's just the thing with the iPhone 6 is that this is normal with the new phone. But if your phone has ever done that, please tell me, because I'm trying to figure out is it my phone, because I need to know. I don't have warranty on it, but I still want to figure out I want to figure out if I'm not the only one dealing with this issue. Now, ever since I've changed it, because I would think maybe a reason, part of a cause is because when you have it on never, it means that the screen never turns off. So that uses, I guess, more of the battery. But since I have it on normal, have it on 1 minute, it doesn't use the battery because it turns off. Because when you're having it on never, I guess it uses more of the battery. So I guess maybe that was a result of the battery. But I want to figure out if I'm the only one or not dealing with this problem. My phone randomly at times turns off. The screen will go black for like a few seconds and then turn back on by itself. It's weird. So I'm trying to figure out, is this a normal thing with the iPhone 6? Have any of you guys dealt with this issue, or am I the only one having this? Because is it just my phone having a problem? So I'm trying to figure that out. But ever since I've set this on this feature, it hasn't done it. But I would think maybe a reason, part of a cause is because of the battery. I don't know. So I'm trying to figure that out. But that at random times it does it, so it's a little weird. But I've been able to deal with that. So I don't know. But another thing I want to talk about as far as battery is concerned is that, yes, the iPhone 6, big thing to talk about is the new screen, the bigger screen. However, with that bigger screen, that means more light is coming through. And that means more of the battery is being used. So regardless of the big screen, because they're trying to, I guess, improve the battery on the new iPhone 6, but they say that, but the screen bigger means that more light is having to come through from that battery. So that means more battery is probably being used. I'm just pointing that out, putting that out there. But yeah. And since I've never had, I have never checked, but since I did, I might post this actually on YouTube. I have a video that I did of Goomba, Busch Gardens, a while back. And I think this is really cool. I was fidgeting with it because I thought this was addicting for me. But watch this. Check this out. I like doing this back and forth. Hang on. Come back. I move my thumb like this, and it just, I can go like this, like just back and forth, and I think that's pretty cool. But this is the slow motion camera feature used with the new iPhone. I don't know if the iPhone 5 has had this as well or not. But that is super cool. See how slow that's going. But anyways, check part 2, guys, to finish the review, because I've reached my 15-minute mark. So check part 2 to finish it.